Hey, I'm Mark Wilson. I get asked a lot of questions about what's the best wood to smoke and how best to handle it. So I thought I'd go over a couple things. A lot of strange stuff on the internet um, about wood. One in particular about mesquite. Somebody posted, "Hey, you can use mesquite all day long and you'll never over smoke beef." I can tell you that Pinocchio there, um, that's not true. You damn sure can over smoke beef with mesquite. One other one is dogwood. This silliness here could be used for smoking. I can tell you, rest assured, that's the last thing you'll ever want to do. Unlike that Sheryl Crow song, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Trust me, smoking with that's bad. That's real bad. Um, I tried it with a burger once and a couple other things. No, no. Another question I get asked is, how fast does certain wood burn? Well, there's a lot that kind of goes into that most people don't talk about. One thing is it slow growth or is it new growth? And do you even know what that means? Well, slow growth means that the rings are tighter on the wood, whereas new growth means that there's larger separations between the rings. And here's an example. Looking at this, you can tell where the tight rings are and where the wider rings are. Where it's tighter, the wood is very much so denser as opposed to where the rings have greater separation. And the difference really between the two and what creates that is the amount of sunlight one receives over the other. That's why they'll generally, if you hear somebody talking about old homes, they'll be like, it has good bones. Usually what they're referring to when they make that statement is the fact that they've used slow growth wood to construct a home, which is kind of what they did back in the day because that's all they had. Whereas now you have really fast growth. They're planted in a certain area so they grow faster so they can produce and harvest them and then put new trees in for new timber. So you got to take that into account. The other thing is the wood seasoned or not? Is it 9 to 12 months old? That's considered to be seasoned for most woods. Or did you just cut it down last weekend and you want to put it in your smoker? Because if you try that one out, what you're going to see is moisture escaping from the edges of the wood as it burns. So there's a couple of different variation things you have to keep into account. Seasoned wood is the best way to go. So my top woods for you to smoke with, I'm going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. It's not a very long list. Alder. Alder's for, this one's for my fishy people. Alder wood, generally it's up in the northwest, usually used for fish and delicate types of meat. Just provides a little subtle layer of smoke to it. Next up would be applewood. Applewood's got very low smoke points, so you have to use quite a bit of it to extend the smoke for it to penetrate the meat. Comes out with a great flavor. Mulberry, that's a lot like applewood as well. That's another great one to smoke with. Maple provides a really subtle and very smoky flavor to it. It's really great. I like using that basically for ribs. When I can grab a hold of it. You should give it a shot if you've never used maplewood before. It's really good. Hickory. The hickory is basically your most versatile wood. I consider it to be that way. Provides a sweet, kind of bacony kind of flavor to it. Goes great with almost everything. I can tell you this, I made a lot of old-time smokers upset one time once I combined hickory and mesquite together for a Boston butt. They gave me crap about it until they ate it, and then they were begging me for the proportions that I used because the two offset just came together and made something kind of unique. And I warn you, don't try that on beef. I did. It did not work out well. Oak. Now, oak is basically the go-to for smoking because it's so plentiful and it's so easy to get for the most part. And it goes with basically everything. It's really hardly ever going to overpower your meat unless you just dirty smoke it. And it comes in like 2-3 different variations that most people use. White oak, post oak are Basically, I can't tell the difference between the two, and I've smoked a lot of things. White oak, red oak. You can see the colors of it. That's why they call it a red oak. It does provide a bit of a different flavor balance to it. It's kind of more of an earthy taste to it. And the thing to remember about oak, as opposed to a lot of other woods, is that it burns a lot hotter. So if you're ever going to smoke, when you're smoking, and you decide to completely change out to go with something like pecan, which has a lower heat point, doesn't burn as hot, and oak, and wonder why your cook's taking longer, what's going on with it, that's probably the reason why. Second on my list is mesquite. Mesquite provides an extraordinary bold flavor to the meat. It has a bit of an earthy tone to it. And mesquite, for me, I live in West Texas and using it to smoke, that is quintessential Texas barbecue, is mesquite. It just provides such a bold flavor to it. If you haven't used it, definitely need to give that a shot. So number one on my list is pecan. Now, pecan provides a sweet, smoky flavor to it. It's fantastic. I use this on all of the briskets that I make because it's the number one wood to go to. It's a lower temperature point as opposed to oak, and it comes out tasting amazing. Love the way it flavors the beef, and I use it on a lot of things, but I always use it on my briskets. Someone told me that peachwood was an amazing wood to use to smoke with, so I got a whole cord of it. Spent the time splitting it all up. Got excited. Started off with a Boston butt because that's generally how I gauge everything. If it's a new wood, see how it tastes. Did not turn out well. Tried it with chicken. Did not turn out well. Tried it on a steak, just grilling it. Did not turn out well. But I ended up using all that wood for firewood in the house. So I guess what I'm trying to convey to you is use that at your own risk. And if you're wondering how I'm going to split up all this, and all of that you don't see, and all of that, and some more over there, and the big chunks behind me you don't see that are bigger than the ones I'm sitting on, it's going to be with this. Why? Hell, because I can. You have any questions, hit me up at CookinwithWilson. You can hit me up at Instagram, Gmail, Facebook, YouTube comments, TikTok, Twitter, whichever one works best for you. Let me know what you think. And if you like the video, hey, like and subscribe. If you want to see more of these, and hey, check out the latest volume of the cookbook. It'll also be in the description of this video. And I hope you take care. Hope you have a great day, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye.